do my thing. Hello, everybody. How are you today? Alita Hernandez, Spanglish Entertainment, bringing you some new stuff this week. I'm excited about it. I don't know about you, but 25-year anniversary. You know what 25 years for me means? My son was born 25 years ago. So, those key things in your life, you remember, things you were watching on TV, people you connected on television, and I connected with Resurrection Boulevard. Okay, it was a great series, and it was the first time that you saw a complete Latin family on TV and different dynamics, different things they did for work, where they lived, and it was just incredible to see that back then. And I was a young woman and working, like I said, had a child, so to see other people on TV that kind of reflected like it was an image of me, right? So I connected with them, and I think a lot of people out there would connect with them too. Being Latina, raised in, I was born in New York with Latin family, and a lot of us are 63 million people right here in the United States that are Hispanic Americans. So a lot of us can relate to the stories that we see on TV, especially when it comes from our culture. So it just makes it more homey, because a lot of things you see in America don't have that. We don't have enough representation. Let me just tell you, we don't have enough representation in the American film industry, I believe, as Latinos. But that's a subject we can talk about. So what I am doing this week, you're going to have great interviews this week with the cast of Resurrection Boulevard. They're back. They're doing an incredible show in Tucson, Arizona, October 19th. Unfortunately, I won't be there live, but I got the best thing. I got them on interview, so we can talk to them beforehand and see about their excitement for this opportunity, right? 25 years ago, they created the show, and they're all coming back together. So if you haven't already, you can get tickets. It's at the, the Fox Tucson Theatre in Tucson, Arizona, and you can look that up, and you can get tickets for the show if there's still tickets and they haven't sold out yet. So our first guest, you might know her as Yolanda Santiago from Resurrection Boulevard. This is Ruth Livier, and she was a really force on the show, because she was a strong woman in the family, and she was a lawyer. Okay, so back then, a Latina lawyer, I mean, it was just like unheard of or not seen, even though we are everywhere. So so she made such an impact in the show because of her character, family life, and everything. So we have her as the first guest today, and I'm so excited to get to know her a little bit more. So let's welcome her in. Let's see here. Hello.
Hi, Alida, ¿cómo estás?
Thank you for gracias por estar aquí.
Gracias a ti.
Gracias. We're Spanglish, so
un placer. Sí, I was going to ask. I'm like, it's Spanglish. It's perfect. That's
yeah. Usually doing English or Spanglish, whatever comes up. You know how we flow. But it's great to have you here. You look amazing. Yeah, I mean, you haven't aged that much,
Qué linda, gracias.
We're all trying to stay there. But 25 years, wow. I can't even believe that it's 25 years. When I got the information, I was like, Resurrection Boulevard. Oh my God, I love that show. I watched every episode of that show.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love to hear that. See.
Yeah, we really. At the time, I was married to my father's kids, and we used to watch it together. I actually told my son the other day, who's 25, right? I told him, tell your father, guess who I'm interviewing? He'll know what I'm talking about. So hopefully he'll see the video. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, because you were part of our household. You were part of our household. He was like, Showtime, get Showtime on. We got to watch Resurrection Boulevard, see what happens next week,
Yes. It was the first time that Showtime had a series like Resurrection Boulevard. They had Soul Food, Queer as Folk. So it was a really interesting time and really groundbreaking of Showtime and Viacom to do this, right? We were on for 3 seasons. We were the first and I believe longest running 1-hour drama featuring a Latino family in U.S. TV history. So it was it was really groundbreaking in so many ways. And like you said in your intro, it was like a Latino family that was featured. There were so many Latinos in front of and behind the camera as well. To have a Latino executive producer, I think, and so many Latinos a part of the team. It really made a difference in the way that we were represented and the kinds of stories that were told. And like you said, playing I was a law student.
You were a law student.
In the last season of the show, and so it was a more fair and balanced representation of who we are as Latinos and as Latinas, right? So many times we're stereotyped and misrepresented, and it really just gives a very false sense, a false narrative of who we are as Latinos and what we contribute to this country and to the world in general. So it was really great to be a part of that.
That's awesome. No, it is. That was just groundbreaking. And I didn't realize that the whole, not just the cast, but the creative team, everybody behind was also Latino.
We had a lot of Latinos behind. It was diverse. We had a lot of diversity behind the cameras, which was beautiful, right? As it should be.
Yeah.
Diverse.
Yes, it's good, because it's hard to, unless you're part of the culture, you can't understand it.
Right. Yeah. So you do need to have that cultural insiders, right? Who really understand who we are. Still, so many times I get friends who call me up to like help them with auditions that they have. And they're like, can you it's written in English, but they want me to like do the lines in Spanish. Can you help me like, translate it and like figure it out? And I'm like, they should be hiring a writer who is a cultural insider. So right there, they're taking away the job of somebody who should be hired to do that work. Right. And I'm happy to help my friends, but that labor shouldn't be free labor coming from the actors. They should be hiring a writer. So there's still a lot of that happens, and that should not be happening.
Do they do that with other languages?
No sé. No sé. That's a good question. No sé.
I wonder if they do that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dig to see if they do it for French and all these other countries that they do movies, because there's a lot of movies that are done in France and Russia. I mean, like all different places. So
yes, please do some research. I think I would be very interested in hearing what you find.
Yeah. Huh. See, we always find. So I always learn something new.
Yes.
So we talked already a little bit about Resurrection Boulevard and your sense that you were studying to be a lawyer on the show. Do you have like a cherished memory from being on the set with everybody?
Oh, wow. So many. I mean, one of the first things that comes to mind is just arriving the first day when we were shooting the pilot, getting on set. We shot like an actual house. I believe it was somewhere around the downtown area, I believe. Dennis is going to correct me. I don't remember the exact location. But the fact that Tony Plana is my dad and Elizabeth Peña, rest in peace, Elizabeth, it's just amazing. And that she was my aunt, and that I got to work with her and see her at work and just become friends, and just the entire Michael De Lorenzo, like the entire cast. It was just we became a family. Like, we're still in touch. We're on a text thread, when are we flying out to Tucson? Are we flying out to Tucson? Nick, when are you going? So
that's great.
We stay in touch. Yes, they're just wonderful. Nick and Michael De Lorenzo went to see the last play that I did a year ago at the Los Angeles Theater Center, and so they came together and they came to support. Like, it's just like beautiful. But from Resurrection, just so many memories. Like the cat. I remember also one scene that we had. It was a Thanksgiving episode. I don't know if you remember this, but the family was out for dinner at a restaurant and with our friends. And I just looked down the table, this long table, and I just saw face after face of these like amazing, accomplished Latino and Latina actors. And it was just like, wow, it was just so beautiful. And we rarely come together. That's the thing, right? When we are just like token people of color in this and that show, we rarely get to work together. We see each other at auditions, but the opportunity to like come together like that was just amazing. It was, just so many moments, so many memories, just the whole thing. Rita Moreno playing our grandma.
Oh yeah, Rita Moreno, and she's still around. She's amazing.
She's still like around.
91 or something, or
totalmente,
I don't know.
Totalmente. Ruben Blades.
I know.
If I were 10 years older, he were 10 years younger. Like I've always had a crush on that man, and he was like, on the show. He's just so talented and politically engaged. I'm just like, a fan.
Yeah, no, it was such a good, 25 years ago, what a time, I mean, a lot of things have gone, and you, that was kind of your beginning, wasn't it, on Resurrection Boulevard, or were you doing other things prior to that?
I had done things prior to that. I think maybe it was like a year before Resurrection, the pilot. I had a recurring role on 90210. I played Jenny Garth, Kelly, her half sister. I was the half Anglo, half Mexican sister.
I gotta look it up now.
So that was a lot of fun because 90210 was huge at the time.
It was huge. Yeah, it was. I used to live in LA, so I moved from New York to LA, and I lived in LA from 87 till 2000, and then I left, and then I came to Florida for family.
You're in Florida now.
Okay. Yeah, my mother was here, and my father was in Puerto Rico, so it's just too far from California. It was a 9-hour flight from LA to San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Right.
It was
too hard to see family. Yeah, we need to stay connected with family. I totally understand. Yeah. Is your family well?
Yeah, my mom's still here. She's 87.
Oh, wow.
She's still dancing salsa when I take her out.
Ay, qué bueno. I love to hear that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
She's amazing. She still plays the piano. She's a pianist. She plays classical piano. And she was a recording artist also back in the 60s.
Oh, wow.
She recorded for like Joe Valle and the big bands back then.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So she loves her music. I just have to turn the stereo on, and we are a music household. My husband's a salsa singer, so we just crank the music on. They come out, and we start dancing in our studio. We made a studio in our garage. So I cherish my mother. Sometimes it's not easy, but she's 87. She's going to be 88 in February, and she looks amazing.
And the music must have so much to do with that, right? The knowing how to like enjoy life and enjoy music and to just be free and joyous. Qué bueno. I love that.
Yeah, it's really rewarding. The other day I was thinking, I had, when you get those things, how can you prepare when your mother goes? I don't even know what to think about. I don't even know how I can prepare.
I don't know if you can, I think we can like think that we can, but when the moment comes,
Yeah, exactly.
Uno no sabe, but she must have so many amazing stories, your mom.
Yeah, she still does. She still remembers the past because her memory's a little affected now, but she remembers the past stuff. And she had the privilege to talk to Eddie Palmieri before he passed. We talked to him last year on the phone. He's like, Maria, hola. And they were talking. I recorded it. Wow. And then a year later, he passed away. He just recently passed. So I told her, I said, poor Eddie died. She goes, really? She said, I got to talk to him. I'm so happy I did,
Qué bueno. That's wonderful that you had that and that you recorded it. That you have.
Yeah, I recorded it and everything because I thought it was such a great moment. She was like, she was reliving her youth. She was like 22 when she started in music.
Oh, wow.
So back in the 60s, it was like 61, 62.
Wow. ¿Y cantante también ella?
No, just a pianist and composer, writer. She just showed us because we're gonna my husband's gonna remake some of her songs in salsa. So he has the music, she has the music sheets, and she has the words, everything. So the lyrics. So
you gotta share that with us. Let Brenda know para que me deje saber también.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be amazing, and we're just trying to keep music alive, keeping our traditions alive,
exactly,
salsa alive, and then I keep it with the magazine, just keeping, here's the magazine, and it's all in English. It's basically catered to the Hispanic American or just the typical American, right? It's in English, and it just talks about our stuff that we do. You know, I'm honored to have you guys. I'm hoping for the next issue now to have you guys a spread in there talking about Resurrection Boulevard, because I believe it was such a key thing and people don't know. They don't know the groundbreaking work that you guys did 25 years ago.
Yeah, I think like so much of our history here in the U.S., just as Latinos in general, it gets erased, it gets forgotten. I don't think that's accidental. I think, you know, it's something that we really need to fight in order to like resurrect
Yeah.
and to keep visible. Right. And you were saying about like the typical American. I would argue that we're the typical American, right?
Yeah, we are.
With we're the ones with indigenous blood. So we would be the normative American, not the colonizers, right? So happy Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yep.
And so that's, you know, I would add that.
Yeah, we have I have Taino blood, so from the islands, and I was thinking about that the other day. I go, you know, we don't have anything for Taino Indians, like for a civilization that was, you know, killed and for sickness and everything else because of the colonizers that came to the islands, and we don't have any, you know, anything reward, you know, anything. Oh, you were an Indian, here you go. They only did that in America, you know.
In the U.S., yeah.
But Puerto Rico is part of the U.S. So, and people, I have to remind you, Puerto Rico is where U.S. citizens, if you were born in Puerto Rico, because many people think we live, I don't know where. I don't know where they know where Puerto Rico is.
Yeah.
They thought it was next to El Salvador. Somebody told me, I go, what? That's Central America. What are you talking about?
We need to pay more attention to our geography classes, right? It's like when we talk about North America, Mexico is part of North America, right?
Yeah.
So, and the Americas is like 2 continents. The Americas are, you know, many. I think it's how many countries are we? But it's not just the U.S. So that's an important conversation for us to remember.
Yeah, I think I put it in one of the magazines. I think it was 21 or 22 that I talked about. I guess in this one I talked about Hispanic Heritage Month, and in this one it's online as well. And I did a whole article about how Hispanic Heritage Month came about and how when they named it and who did it and all that stuff. I put that all in here on these 2 pages here, just talking a little bit about, you know, our melting pot. Like in New York, I talked about our melting pot in New York when Puerto Ricans came over, the Cubans came over. We influenced the music, and we influenced the music through the community because we were living in the Bronx and Manhattan, all the boroughs, and we have hip hop, we have African, we have jazz, blues, we have everything in our music because it's an influence of all America while was living there.
Right.
California, I mean, California, you have higher Mexican, but you also have a lot of Asian, you have a lot of other cultures there. So all those cultures come together.
Yeah, which is what's so beautiful about California and Los Angeles specifically, just the amount of diversity that we have here, right? It's like, I love that energy. I love going out and just seeing, you know, all sorts of people from cultures and languages. And that's just like so beautiful.
Oh, what? We got buffered. What's going on? Okay, she'll be back. Something happened. Oh, there she is. She came back in. I don't know what happened.
I got momentarily.
Yeah, I saw that. Hold on. Where are you? There you are. Yeah.
Yes. All of a sudden it just went. So anyway, I think there's like 35 countries in the Americas. We just want to like clarify that. But yes, Resurrection Boulevard was an amazing experience. And you know, that was also part of the beauty, as I was saying, that we had so much diversity behind the scenes as well, and like in our guest stars, and Brian Austin Green. I don't know if you can see the poster behind me, but you know, he was on the show. He played my boyfriend, and I had met him when I did 90210. So we actually had met when I did his show, and I remember we were having there was a discussion about who to bring for Yolanda's boyfriend next, and the producers were discussing someone from, you know, 90210, and I was like, bring Brian, because, you know, we had become friends and we connected. So, and I didn't know if they were going to invite him or not. I just kind of like said, oh, Brian's so cool. And when I show up on set at the table read for the episode and he's there, which is like really happy that
that's so cool. Yeah, that's nice. So that we had more of a connection with him since you worked with him before. So that's
Yeah.
really, really good. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that was
he
awesome.
was a good character as well. I think everybody on the show was great. Everybody had
Thank
their
you.
everybody had their special talent, you know?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
yeah.
Yes. Great humans and great talents.
Yeah, that's what's awesome. And I know I'm so honored. I'm going to talk to Nicholas later on. He'll be on
Oh,
at 5.
good. Oh,
And then,
good.
yeah, and then I know I have Danielle and I don't know who else. Brenda's working on that stuff for me.
Yes.
But
Nice.
this is great. I'm trying to get all of you in before the 19th so everybody can see a little about each character. And if you guys are in Arizona, go to Tucson and see if there's tickets
Yes.
left. I
Come
would
and
have
say
loved
hello.
Yeah, I would have loved to be there, but unfortunately, we're going on a cruise in a matter of 11 days. So
Ooh,
we're doing a party on the cruise. So we have about
nice.
100 people and it's a lot of
Yeah.
work. So I can't go nowhere.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, I hope
Qué
I can
rico.
relax in the midst of working. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
We have salsa and
Absolutely.
we have freestyle music. So
Nice.
we're doing kind of both.
Nice.
Um, but also I discovered from I saw a video online that you are getting your PhD.
I did. I earned my PhD last year from UCLA. So I got my undergrad in English literature with a creative writing emphasis at UCLA. And then I stayed and I got my PhD in information studies
Mhm.
and certification in digital humanities. So I spent a few years at UCLA and it was a great experience. Yeah, it was a great experience. And it actually all started like that trajectory. Part of the reason I went back to school is after I did my web series Ilse back in 2008, 2009. I did this web series. And it was one of the first bicultural, bilingual union web
Mhm.
series featuring a Latina.
Mhm.
Actually, the whole cast of most of the cast Latinos and that earned me my points to join the Writers Guild
Oh,
because we
yeah,
did it under the WGA, and then my directors earned points towards becoming DGA members. Latino directors.
right.
Elizabeth Peña actually directed one of the episodes. She came on
Oh,
board.
okay.
Oh, so supportive. I love Elizabeth. She's
I
so
know.
supportive.
So sad, yeah, about
So
her.
supportive and wonderful and just caring and great human. That was a really huge loss for us.
Yeah.
And so based on that series, I got interested in digital policy and understanding the issue of net neutrality. Net neutrality is really a policy that says that any content online, anybody can upload and download content at the same speed. That means, for example, if I have my web series online, it's not going to be slowed down, right? And some content from X huge studio isn't going to be able to pay to get high speed. In order, so in effect, it would make my content inaccessible
Okay.
and invisible compared to theirs. So net neutrality is about everybody has the same
Level.
same level of speed, download and upload, right?
Right.
So that's so I started to advocate on that issue back in 2009. So I got interested in digital policy, and that's how I got interested in how the structure of the internet, and that's how I landed in information studies. Yeah, so very much like Yolanda in that sense, right? So the casting was right on.
That's great. Another less intelligent Latina. So
There's a
I'm
lot of us out there.
exactly. That's what I tell people all the time. I'm like, hello, I'm right here now.
There's a lot of us out there.
I have a
Yes,
degree in
absolutely.
technical management. So I
That's
was an IT manager for many years and worked in big banks and run all their servers and
Yeah.
build the servers and all that stuff. So that's what I was doing before.
See, these are all these stories of all of these Latinas with all of these different career paths, and right, we don't see that enough. I think 25 years later, there's still so much work to be done. We're 20% of the population Latinos in the U.S. And in terms of media representation, we're lucky if we're at 7%, right? It's usually 6%, 5% representation. Yeah. So that's really an egregious exclusion of Latinos in U.S. media, and that needs to be fixed because I think that it also contributes to the misunderstanding of who we are as a people, and it really sets the ground for what's going on right now, right, with the ICE raids and the terrorizing of our community. So I think that the media industry needs to be more responsibly represent us because it does really have an impact on how we're treated out in the world. So we need to do a much better job.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I started a magazine and started, get online. I have 3 podcasts and we're always interviewing different artists and and it just, you know what? If it's not out there, I created. Everybody thought, you're going to create a magazine? I go, yeah. I worked in technology all my life. I sat in my computer one weekend, like 40 hours. Just what are you doing? Leave me alone. I'm doing a magazine.
Right. Yes.
Because you have to be. Somebody has to do it. Yeah. Somebody has to have the representation out there. And I'm not the same. I'm not a Telemundo. I'm not a Univision because I don't really do it in Spanish. My whole point is we're in America, so I'm going to do it in English so everybody can understand.
We're in the U.S., so yes, right.
Exactly.
Yes. And there's so many of us that are bilingual, right? And that we navigate both worlds. And so I think that our stories are should be as diverse as we are, right? Some of us speak English solely, some of us speak Spanish only, some of us speak both, some of us speak more languages, right? We navigate even more cultures. So I think there's like space for all of the above. Because that's how diverse we are as a people in the U.S.
Yeah, and we've been like that for the longest time. So it's not like it just happened yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
My mother came over in 1945. So, and they have their stories of what they had to go through when they first got here, when there was segregation and everything until the early 60s. So they went through a lot, especially because my mother is very fair skinned and my aunt is more olive skinned. So they were both separated. They would tell her, no, you're darker. You have to go to the back of the bus.
Wow.
So, so I didn't understand. They would tell me things and I didn't understand why they were so scared for me to date, say, a Black person. And I'll tell you, because of the segregation they went through. You understand? My mother explained to me, she said, I was afraid that you were going to be attacked. Basically, you were going to be scrutinized because with somebody who was darker than you, because it was very difficult back in the 60s. And I remember as a little girl, people look at me weird, like, oh, that's your daughter? Like, because I was a little color than my mother, like, oh, and it's crazy.
It's tragic. It's tragic that we've had that history. It's tragic that, that's happened and that continues to happen. And that's just morally, ethically wrong.
Exactly.
That we're in those situations. And that's that's why I love LA so much. It's just the amount of diversity in all forms that is just so beautiful. Right. And we're all equal.
I mean,
it's not that complicated, right? We're all equal. It's not that
we're all human.
Yeah.
There's a lot of diversity here in Florida too, because of the melting pot of Miami and all the way up. I mean, there's a lot of different people that come to Florida. It's a very touristy. It's the same way people go to LA. So there's a lot of things going on here. But So let's talk about some current projects. Are you working on anything? I know you've done some voiceover, right? With Coco and
I worked on Coco, yeah. So if you watch Coco, I'm actually the voice that welcomes the little boy and his dog, Diego and Dante, into the land of the dead. It's like, welcome to the land of the dead. So that would be me. And I have a couple other characters there in the film. And I worked on Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So I played one of the superhero's moms. She has 2 moms. So Xochitl, as the actress, who's amazing and beautiful and such a sweetheart, and right now I'm doing another play at the Los Angeles Theater Center with the Latino Theater Company, The Little King of Norwalk. It's doing amazing. So I'm going to invite everybody to come and see it. We've gotten some great reviews, and again, it's an all-Latino cast. which is right. Like the theater provides another venue for us to tell our stories and stories that are rarely told. So it's a great ensemble. El director también Latino, el escritor también Latino, and so yeah, I invite everyone to come out to the Los Angeles Theater Center, downtown LA. We're going to be running until November 2nd. I will not be performing October 18th and 19th because I'm going to be in Tucson celebrating our anniversary for Resurrection Boulevard. But other than those 2 dates, come on down and come and enjoy a Latino story, which is very universal, right?
Yes, that's awesome, especially in LA, downtown LA. I used to work down there so long ago. I used to work off of Figueroa Street for a while, and I used to help out in Skid Row back then at Chrysalis Center. The Chrysalis Center was like nothing when I was there. It was like a little tiny hole. It was a little place. Now I think they're bigger now, but
that's beautiful.
I remember those days walking, and people used to go, "Why are you walking in LA?" I go, "I'm from New York. You walk."
Yeah.
Like I used to get out, I used to go from work. I was going to have lunch, so I would go out and I would walk around downtown. They're like, "You don't walk downtown. What are you talking about?"
Yeah. You do.
Yeah, you do. There's
so many people with their
stores, restaurants, and so many places down there.
Some great restaurants. So many people with walking their puppies down there, their dogs down there. I mean, just there's a lot of life.
Well, the Walt Disney Concert Hall wasn't built when I was there, but I worked for the architect company who built that. So I was working on documents for that project when it was years ago, and so I haven't been to LA for a while, but I saw online, that it's there, it's open. I'm like, oh my goodness, they finally did the Walt Disney Concert Hall downtown. It must be so, the magnitude, because it was very complex architecture.
Yeah.
All those curves and water on the ceiling and everything.
Yes.
And I remember talking to the architects about it. So it's really amazing to see things like that. That was a little part of something that's so impactful in LA,
Yeah, it's a beautiful building, and it feels somehow even cozy inside. It doesn't, it just feels cozy for how big it is and how grand it looks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of the outside structure because of all the. I don't even know how they did it. I don't know how they accomplished that thing, because it was like they didn't know if it was going to do it or not. But that's great. So people can see you in LA at the theater downtown. If you guys are in Tucson, you can go up to Tucson, Arizona, and see this production. So what are you exactly guys doing there? You're going to have a reunion? Are you doing a show?
We're not doing a show. We're doing a reunion. We're celebrating our 25-year anniversary. So we're going to be screening the pilot of Resurrection Boulevard, and we'll have a panel discussion with cast and our executive producer. And I don't know if some of our directors will also be there on the panel, but yes, the family will be there. And by family, I mean cast and crew and producers and so forth. So yes, we all became a family, which is really beautiful. So if anybody is in the area, come and say hello.
That would be awesome. I know. I wish I could have duplicate myself so I can go there and stay here. I mean, just can't be in all places.
Yes. I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody.
So how do you stay, fill your creative well? What do you do to keep that mindset going? Because there's a lot, when you have a family, you're doing your normal stuff that we all do, shopping, cooking, whatever we do, right? But then you have that creative side of you. So
I think as a creative person, you're always be a creative person, right? You just need to be, you have to be. So whether the outlet becomes drawing or writing, or for me, I'm also a writer. So I'm writing, and that for me fulfills my creative well. Doing theater keeps me busy and creative and involved, and like the play that we're doing now, it's a world premiere, so we workshop the play. So being a part of that process of a new work is an amazing experience, because you're there with the writer and with the director and your fellow cast
right,
just asking questions of the story and questions of the character and really participating. It's a really collaborative process for my character, I'm like, okay, she said this, but it's kind of like would contradictory over here, and the writer would be like help connect the dots or go back and say, let me take a closer look at that because that was from like a past version of the script, and just really collaborative, and I think the final product is a lot of fun, and it's also very it's based on an actual events on homeless ban ordinance that was enacted in Norwalk in 2024, I believe. So you also some very serious subjects that are wrapped with like the in comedy. So and that and writing. I'm always doing some creative writing. So
you always have a notebook in hand, right? You have a pad or something.
Always a notebook, yes. And I'm always auditioning. Like I have to send in some voiceover auditions in a bit. So so always, staying active and staying creative. You have to, as a creative person, like there's no alternative.
Yeah, it's like you always have to have a little something going on because the mind's still going. The mind keeps going. Oh no. Oh, we lost her again for a second. We were almost ending our conversation, but let's see if she comes back so we can. It bleeped again. I don't know what happened. I
don't know why it's happening.
I don't know. It's just like, okay. I was like, we're almost getting to the end here. So
bizarre. I have no idea.
They don't want us to talk, but we're going to talk anyway because it's staying forever on YouTube and all social media.
So we'll continue talking. Yes, we're here.
Yeah, but this was it was really such a pleasure to get to know you. Really, it really was.
Same here.
People have their image. I see people on TV and the actor. You know how it is. It just there's a certain image that you portray on television, but then people don't know who you really are and how the things that you've been doing in life that are so important and that you continue. For supporting the Latinos and really encouraging us to get out there and for more visibility, basically more visibility, brainstorming ideas. How can we be more visible? How can we be more in the media, music, all that stuff like that.
Right. More fairly represented. Yes. We need more authentic Latinos who are supportive of the community in decision making positions, right? So we need those kinds of Latinos in those positions to green light more projects and so forth. So we need to come at this from all sorts of directions, as creatives, as decision makers, as producers, writers, actors, directors, like de todos los ángulos we have to from like film, TV, theater, radio, all of it, right? We just need to continue to really build those networks and build each other up.
Yeah, many people ask me sometimes, like, what do I look for? Like, people think because it says Spanglish, right? Even though I have write in English, they still trying to throw me everything in Spanish. And I'm like, no. It's in English. I'm trying to make a point here that this is what we need to share so everybody could understand what we do and what, like I have one of the magazines. We had one of our first astronauts over here, Latino. And, we're in football. In every sport, basically every career, there's a Latino. Okay. Architects, graphic design, whatever you can think of. So, but we're not visible. That's the thing. We need to be more visible. And we don't complain. We don't complain either. Latinos are not one to be like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just don't make a ruckus in the street.
But we are, I would say that we are visible to each other, right? Yeah. And I really do love the opportunity of de hablar en español. Right? Es mi primera lengua. Yo hablo español antes del inglés. Yo el inglés lo aprendí cuando tenía 6, 7 años, más o menos. So, tener la oportunidad to navigate English y español, I think it's beautiful, right? It just really shows how dynamic our use of these languages is. It just shows how versatile and flexible and broad our culture is, that we can navigate so fluidly these dos idiomas y dos
Sí.
culturas,
Mhm.
and that's part of our, wherever you fall on that spectrum, right?
Right.
Como dije
Exactly.
antes, si hablas
Sí.
nada más inglés, si hablas más español, hay otras lenguas indígenas en todos los
Sí.
continentes americanos, like, somos de diferentes teces de piel, más
Yeah.
morena, más
Sí.
somos, we are all of the above, right? And
Yep.
it's all beautiful, and it's all part of nuestra latinidad, right?
Yep.
There is not
Yep.
one rigid way
No.
of understanding us. And I would say that we are visible to each other, right? And I think that's beautiful, you know, and I think that's wonderful. So, en cualquier idioma que sea, así es para celebrar, para celebrarse y para celebrarnos. So,
yeah, to celebrate all of us, our diversity as Latinos, because we have such a diversity in our, and even our languages. En español, México habla una forma, Puerto Rico, Colombia, España.
It's beautiful. It's all beautiful.
Sometimes I get all confused because they throw words like when I got to Miami for the first time and I was learning Cuban Spanish, okay, and they talk really fast too, and then I'm like, what? I go, can you slow down a little bit? And they're like, esta gringa. No, yo hablo español, pero eso está muy rápido. Le decía, it's too fast, I can't get it.
Sí, claro, todos somos diversos, ¿no? Y estamos acostumbrados a nuestro ritmo y todo, but it just like again, it just shows how wonderful it is, and how many of us we are, and how many you know, cultures we encompass. Y es algo de celebrarse.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I was here in Florida in an area for a while. There was a lot of Brazilians. So I learned how to understand.
Portuguese is also part of the languages. Sorry, I've forgotten to like mention Portuguese.
Yeah, so I learned, I can understand the Portuguese. I can say words here and there if I can't do it fluent. But I did learn because of hanging out with them. And I used to go to dance samba and all this stuff. I'm like, how do you do that with high heels? I can't do it. No.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I wish I could do that. It just looks so good.
It looks so, they do it like so simple. They're like, like
it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's so elegant. And so like just, yes.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. That I did an event years ago, and I brought 2 Brazilian dancers with a whole, you know, the dress they do for Carnival, and they came into the casino here in Pompano Beach, and they came in with the music, and they were dancing. Oh, it was just so beautiful.
Yes.
So beautiful. Yeah. So always embracing culture of all cultures.
Exacto. De acuerdo.
Well, we're going to keep looking for you on screen. Tell Brenda to send me the stuff about the show in LA. Definitely.
I will.
So that way I can have that information too and share it out there. And you can go see Ruth in LA or in Tucson.
Yes, please.
Come and say hello. You never know.
Sí, totalmente. Muchísimas gracias. Un placer.
Gracias. Un placer. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, wait. I didn't put that. I was going to give you another applause. I was in the wrong screen. I got to give you an applause before you go. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. So that was a great interview. I'm like, you know, it's great to see intelligence, a Latina woman, intelligent, sophisticated, has such abilities, writing, acting. You know, that's not easy. You guys, I don't know, everybody watches TV. You think that's easy? I can't do that. They become another person to act, and they have to lose themselves and become this other character. You know, that's not an easy deal to do. You know, your mannerism, and make it natural, like it's flowing, like it's a regular conversation. I don't know if I could do that, but this is all I can do right here. So I try to stay behind the scenes on my computer doing my magazine, but also do all the interviews. So I'm really excited for later this afternoon. So at 5 o'clock today, we have Nicholas Gonzalez. So we'll see his side of his journey on Resurrection Boulevard. That would be amazing. And then just stay tuned for the rest of the week. We got some more interviews on Tuesday, and we'll see what else we got. I'll be posting everything on social media. Right now we're live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube right now. So we got quite a few people out there that can see this video. So remember, it's always on YouTube, so you can always go see it later. So anyway, have a great day, guys, and we're gonna see you later this afternoon. So I will. Oops, I hiccuped again. Oh well. Bye, guys. See ya.